In the storied history of the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club, there are moments that transcend the finality of a scoreboard, and for Eala, the conclusion of her Wimbledon run was merely the prologue to an unprecedented cultural phenomenon. While the record books will show a tournament that ended at the hands of Jasmine Paolini, the narrative surrounding the young Filipino star has evolved into something far more significant than a mere tally of wins and losses. After weeks of delivering breathtaking tennis and navigating a historic run that captured the imagination of millions, the world watched as a new kind of sporting icon emerged. Aryna Sabalenka, a titan of the modern game, could never have anticipated the trajectory this story would take, nor could the fans who'd gathered to witness what they thought was the final chapter of a remarkable underdog story. As Eala walked off center court following her defeat, the atmosphere was thick with a blend of disappointment and profound respect. She carried herself with a degree of grace and composure that seemed to defy her years, projecting a sense of pride in her accomplishments that resonated with everyone in attendance. The dream of lifting the Wimbledon trophy had, for the moment, reached its conclusion. But as the echoes of the final point faded, an unexpected series of events was already beginning to unfold backstage. For Eala, the biggest surprise of her entire Wimbledon experience was not found in the tactical shifts of her matches or the intensity of the grass court season, but in a private encounter that would soon leave the global sporting community in a state of collective awe. Waiting in the wings of the tournament's inner sanctum was Catherine, Princess of Wales. The princess had been a keen observer of Eala's journey, following the young athlete's progress with genuine interest as she carved a path through the draw. Their conversation began with the warm, measured congratulations one might expect from a royal patron of the sport, with the princess praising Eala for the way she had inspired an entire generation of athletes. She spoke of the dignity and determination Eala had shown while representing the Philippines on one of the world's most prestigious stages. However, just as the exchange seemed to be reaching its natural conclusion, the princess offered a message that shifted the context of Eala's entire career. With a smile, Catherine informed the young star that His Majesty King Charles would be honored to welcome her to Buckingham Palace following the conclusion of her Wimbledon campaign. The invitation was so unexpected that it momentarily rendered the young athlete speechless. To be recognized by the royal family is a rare distinction. To be personally invited by the king himself to the heart of the British monarchy is an honor that few in the world of sports ever experience. According to accounts of the meeting, Eala stood in stunned silence, a reaction that underscored the surreal nature of the moment. The princess reportedly offered reassurance, explaining that the invitation was a direct reflection of the profound admiration the royal family had developed for Eala's performances throughout the fortnight. Although her competitive journey on the court had ended against Paolini, a far more extraordinary chapter was being written in the halls of British history. As news of the alleged invitation began to circulate, it ignited a firestorm of interest that bridged the geographic gap between London and Manila. The development quickly became the centerpiece of conversation in both Britain and the Philippines, fueled by a sense of pride and curiosity. Social media platforms were flooded with excitement as Filipino fans celebrated the news as a validation of their nation's burgeoning presence in the global sporting arena. It was a recognition that extended beyond Eala's individual talent, serving as a symbol of national achievement. Even established stars like Aryna Sabalenka were said to be surprised by the speed at which Eala had transitioned from a breakout tournament performer to a central figure in an international royal narrative. In an industry where headlines are typically reserved for those who hold the goldware at the end of the final Sunday, this moment served as a poignant reminder that the essence of sport is often found in character, rather than trophies. The subsequent arrival of Eala at Buckingham Palace a few days later was conducted with the kind of ceremony and warmth usually reserved for visiting dignitaries. Members of the royal household welcomed her with exceptional courtesy, guiding her through the historic grounds of the palace. Every detail of the visit was meticulously arranged to ensure the young athlete felt genuinely at home within the grand surroundings. Inside the palace, she was ushered into one of the elegant reception rooms, where the walls were lined with the magnificent portraits of past monarchs and distinguished historical figures. The atmosphere was one of immense tradition and heritage, a setting that emphasized the weight of the occasion. In keeping with the long-standing traditions of royal hospitality, Eala was personally escorted through the palace's most significant reception rooms by officials who shared the history and heritage of the residence. This gesture, intended to convey a deep sense of respect, is a hallmark of how the palace honors its most esteemed guests. Throughout the tour, the focus remained on making the visitor feel not just like an observer, but like a welcomed participant in the palace's living history. This led to a traditional afternoon tea prepared specifically for the occasion. Amidst the service of fine teas, delicate pastries, and finger sandwiches, palace staff shared stories of Britain's enduring connection with international sport, framing Eala's journey within a much larger historical context. The highlight of the visit arrived when King Charles entered the room. Those present described the atmosphere as a perfect balance of formal tradition and genuine warmth. In a conversation that moved far beyond the technicalities of tennis, the king reportedly spoke to Eala about the broader impact of her success. He congratulated her for being a beacon of inspiration for millions of young people across Southeast Asia, noting that true greatness is often measured by the hope one provides to others, rather than the titles one collects. His Majesty emphasized that character and perseverance are the true hallmarks of a champion. In response, Eala expressed her profound gratitude, admitting that she could never have imagined her tennis career leading her to the heart of the British monarchy. The king's response was insightful, noting that exceptional athletes often become ambassadors for their nations long before they realize the weight of that responsibility. The impact of Eala's run was visible on the streets of London as well. Throughout the tournament, thousands of Filipino supporters had traveled to the United Kingdom, hoping to witness a piece of history. Flights from Manila were reportedly filled to capacity, and London hotels were bustling with visitors adorned in Philippine colors. This vibrant presence added a unique energy to the Wimbledon atmosphere, creating a sea of support that followed Eala wherever she went. Local businesses and restaurants near the All England Club noticed a significant increase in Filipino families gathering to celebrate after each of her victories, providing a boost to the local economy while enriching the cultural fabric of the tournament. Palace advisors were said to have recognized the profound impact Eala's popularity had on the global reach of Wimbledon. Her matches attracted a vast number of viewers who had never previously followed the sport, leading to a surge in online engagement and international media coverage. From the perspective of the royal household, recognizing an athlete who had generated such widespread enthusiasm was a way to celebrate the millions of fans who had discovered the beauty of the championship through her journey. The gesture was a tribute to the community she had built, a community that spanned continents and brought diverse groups of people together under a shared banner of sporting excellence. The visit concluded with a special presentation, as the royal family provided Eala with a beautifully crafted commemorative keepsake. This item was described as a symbol of the enduring friendship and mutual respect that sport can foster between nations. It was a tangible acknowledgement of her performances and the inspiration she had provided to so many. Before her departure, Eala was invited to sign the official palace guestbook. In her entry, she reflected on the experience as unforgettable, expressing a level of humility and sincerity that touched those who witnessed the moment. It was these very qualities, her grounded nature and her respect for the traditions of the game, that had earned her such a dedicated following around the world. As she exited the palace, the scene outside the gates was one of pure jubilation. An enthusiastic crowd of supporters had gathered, waving Philippine flags and holding handmade banners, all hoping for a glimpse of the athlete who had become a national hero. When Eala emerged, she paused to acknowledge the crowd with a warm smile and a wave of genuine appreciation. The images and videos of this emotional moment spread rapidly across television broadcasts and social media platforms, becoming one of the defining visual legacies of her time in London. This simple gesture of connection between an athlete and her fans symbolized the deep bond she had forged throughout the tournament. Back in the Philippines, the resonance of this moment was even more profound. Families gathered around screens to watch the coverage, seeing the visit not just as a personal achievement for Eala, but as a victory for the entire country. For the children watching, it was a powerful lesson in what is possible through dedication and discipline. Parents use the occasion to teach their children that humility and unwavering hard work can open doors that might otherwise seem closed. The narrative of the royal invitation became a cornerstone of sports discussions in schools and local communities, serving as a testament to the idea that perseverance can take a person from a local court to the world's most iconic stages. The legacy of this journey is already being felt within the sporting infrastructure of the Philippines. Tennis clubs have reported a noticeable increase in interest from young players, all eager to follow in the footsteps of the girl who went to Wimbledon and ended up at the palace. Coaches have noted a renewed sense of enthusiasm during training sessions, with students inspired by the belief that their dreams are valid and attainable. Sports officials have framed the royal recognition as a tribute to the extraordinary ability of a single athlete to bridge cultures and continents, emphasizing that her success was built on years of sacrifice and a refusal to be deterred by obstacles. Ultimately, the story of Eala's Wimbledon campaign is one that challenges our traditional definitions of victory. She did not leave London with a championship trophy, nor did she depart with the top ranking in the world. But she left with something that many consider to have far greater significance. She departed with the admiration of millions and a reputation for resilience and grace. Her journey serves as a poignant reminder that the true measure of a person's impact is found in the lives they touch and the dreams they ignite in others. The final score on center court was just a number. The lasting impact she made on the global stage was the true triumph. As the years pass, the matches she played will be remembered, but the hope she gave to countless young athletes will be what truly endures. Her transition from a determined competitor with a dream to a guest of the King of England has become a powerful narrative about the nature of respect. It is a respect that is earned through how one carries oneself in both victory and defeat. Through her unwavering humility and her fierce determination, Eala remained true to her character, proving that success does not have to change who you are. The story concludes with the understanding that while tournaments crown a new winner every year, the most enduring stories are often written by those who inspire us to believe that the impossible is, in fact, possible. In the hearts of those she inspired, Eala's Wimbledon journey will remain a timeless example of how grace, kindness, and character can transcend the boundaries of sport and create a legacy that lasts forever.